what's good, yo? Welcome to my review for episode 10 of Dragon Ball Daima, man. First of all, guys, sorry for the tardiness of this review, man. I imagine it's going to come out way later than usual because I'm recording this review at 4 o'clock. I watched the episode earlier on the day, then we had to leave and go look at some houses because, we're moving out of this shithole rental house that we've been living in since we got back in Virginia after our road trip from California. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. It took a little while to get over there to look at the house that we need to look at. But anyway, guys, overall, man, fantastic episode with this episode, man. Brought back the running joke of Goku mispronouncing Glorio's name. Like I said, I thought that joke had been dead because we went like, what? 2-3 episodes without it being mentioned, then all of a sudden this episode it was brought back. They also aired the opening narration again, even though it hasn't been in the episodes, and we haven't seen it in the show since, like, what, episode 4, I want to say? Episode 5, maybe? It's been a long time since that we've seen that in the show, man. So I don't know why they suddenly decided to bring, I guess today was just run it back. Run it back with a narration, run it back with Goku mispronouncing Glorio's name, in like 3 episodes without him doing so I figured the joke was dead. But yeah, man, great episode, man. The dude that their driver for Bumble Team, he is certainly a bold individual, hitting on Vegeta's wife while Vegeta is present. Certainly a bold individual, man. And even willing to be the side bitch, too. Kind of crazy, not gonna lie. And those are our next episode from the next Supreme. We got Vegeta going up against Tamagami 2. Might do a reaction for that episode in the Wells to follow up because you guys know that's when we get to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. So I don't know. I might end up doing both episodes. I might just do episode 12. We'll have to wait and see on that, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, guys, without further ado, let's just jump right in. So we start the episode with Majin Kun facing off against Tamagami number 1, voiced by Alex Hong. The reason I know this because I saw his community, because I saw his rollout book, because I follow this guy. As you guys know, he voices Ichigo in Blue Lock. If y'all watch my episode reaction, guys, follow me on Twitter. You know what? I forget the dude's actual name, but I call him Ichigo because he literally looks like Ichigo. Orange hair and everything, man. I refuse, and there's also a guy that looks very reminiscent of Grimmjow and Blue Lock as well. I refuse to believe that the Blue Lock manga is not a big fan of Bleach. It is too damn similar for this dude to have orange hair, looks like Ichigo, and there's another guy there that looks like Grimmjow. I refuse to believe this wasn't done on purpose. The dude is a massive Bleach fan. If you guys watch my episode reactions for Blue Lock, you guys know I was even like, for some of it's like, and the dude's got super powerful kicks too. So like whenever he would like score, I would always say like Getsuga Tensho. Like whenever he go first kicks to score the goal. But yeah. So yeah, that was pretty cool scene. So yeah, Disney the casting announcement for that. Anyway, they fight off. It's pretty evenly matched from what we see of it, although it looks like Tamagami number 1 is probably a bit on the upper hand here, man. Just taking his hits, man. Animation looks really good. And then we cut back over to Goku and the others when they finally get to Sir Warp. They get inside there, and one of the, like, I guess, bodyguards or security guards that are inside Sir Warp demands their pin code. He gives them the pin code. He's like, yeah, that's a gendarmerie plane, and you're no gendarme. So he's like super suspicious about it, and then literally Pansy just says, oh, we're not gendarmes, but we have family of that dude. He's like, oh, okay, makes sense. Go on your way. Literally just leaves. Man doesn't continue to press them for issues about their family members and their kids. It's like, oh, okay, and then just leaves. Which is kind of crazy for a security guard. You'd think they would do that. He would at least pressure them at least a little bit to continue on asking questions to figure out what's going on. They would be like, oh, okay, and just taking them at their word and just dipping. Also, Supreme Kai also stretches out Goku's ear again, so obviously not aroused suspicion. But yeah, it works. So they get over to the 3 gates, and Supreme Kai mentioned that they should go straight to the first demon world, so that since they have the opportunity to go there, man, they should get rid of that over there. And Goku mentions that but if we do that, we're skipping over the second world, Dragon World, and we would have to go there anyway, so it's better just to start at the second demon world. Glorio agrees with him again, and then Goku says, thanks for backing me up, Grillo. He's like, it's Glorio. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the running joke finally made its return after a 3-episode hiatus, or however long it's been, man. So that was pretty cool seeing it. Like, I was wondering why I thought they were going to drop this only because I hadn't made an appearance in so many episodes, but no, it's back. So then we finally get back over to Bulma. Now, at first, you guys thought, remember, I mentioned in the next episode preview for last week's episode, I mentioned I thought that Bulma got like some new face cream or something to make her skin soft or whatever. But no, she's literally just like, she just can't get over how smooth and soft her skin is because she is back to being a child. And I keep forgetting the dude's name. He's like, oh wow, your skin looks super soft. He's like, thank you for noticing. While Vegeta and Piccolo are talking in the background as Bulma just cannot stop feeling her face because she's like, oh my god, it's so soft. I was like, how old is Bulma actually in the comic? Especially now, she would have been in like what, her late 30s, mid 30s, 40, early 40s. This is probably the age range she's in near the end of Z. right before Super, I would assume. I don't know. I don't know if we haven't gotten the exact numbers or not, but if we do, definitely let me know in the comments. And then this man goes for the home run. He swings wildly, man. He's going in all or nothing, man. Going for the home run, man. Risking it all, going straight, aiming for Tamagami. Shout out to Cameron Grimes, man. I'm shout out to all my fellow NXT fans that were big Cameron Grimes peeps like me, like myself. So sad when the man got released, man, but oh well. Anyway, man, this dude straight up asked Bulma if she'll be his girlfriend. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that right. This motherfucker, in front of Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, he asked Bulma, hey, will you be my girlfriend, bro? Literally, man, that takes balls. Like, to do that at all, but to do it in front of Vegeta, bro, like, yo, that takes balls to steal. Now, to be fair, the dude doesn't know, to be fair. Before Vegeta, you know, Vegeta gets pissed off and then starts screaming at the guy. But, like, bro, that took courage, man. That takes balls. So, of course, like I mentioned before, Vegeta is very patient. Like, that's my wife you're talking about. He's like, oh, I don't mind sharing. That's this man does not worry about being the side bitch. He does not care about being the side hoe in this sort of relationship. Vegeta is, of course, very against this whole situation, man. And Bulma kind of keeps going on how she wants to stay as a child because of how soft and smooth her skin is. Vegeta's against it, man, and she's like, oh, but you can turn around, I can say it's child. It's like, no, we're both doing it, and then. Oh yeah, that's right. The dude also insults Vegeta's hair. He says he has a weird hair, which is rich coming from this dude. Vegeta looks badass. I love his hair. He insults Vegeta's hair, and then this man actually says like, hey, you want her to grow because you're a booze man, aren't you? Which Vegeta starts blushing a little bit. Feels like, wow, you read you like a book. He's like, shut up! So yes, canonically in tribal, Vegeta is indeed a booze man. A man of culture. You love to see that. Honestly, man, with this whole sequel, I'm surprised there were people called Toriyama pedophile for this, because you guys know the people on Twitter love throwing it around for literally anything like it. I am surprised that I did not like that when this episode dropped in the original Japanese, there were people that called him. There were people making ridiculous tweets like that about Bulma wanting to stay a child or whatnot, or this secret that. But maybe Dragon Ball fans are a bit smarter than I thought. Or like I said, not that many people are just not watching Daima. Whatever the case may be, man, this sequence was hilarious, man, and this was a lot of fun, man. And it was also nice to know that Vegeta is a fellow boomer, man. You love to see it. Which is kind of funny, because I think some of you guys might have originally thought that Vegeta was an ass man, because you guys remember in, I want to say, Broly? It might have been Superhero. I forget which one it was. I think it was Broly, where Bulma strip asked for a fatter ass as like her wish for when they summoned Shenron and got the Dragon Balls. One of her wishes was for a fatter ass. If you guys remember that, I want to say it was in Broly, but I might be getting it confused with Superhero. But I'm pretty sure that was a Broly movie. But yeah. I guess she just wanted fatter ass. It wasn't because of Vegeta. But this is a funny sequence, man. I love this sequence. Anyway, we get back to the fight between Majin Kun and Tamagami number 1. This dude, the character writing here, I must say, the animation was really good, man. Especially like on like the character writing, especially with him, like the movements he's doing and everything, man. Built to like a spinning tornado and some other attacks he's doing, man. Animation here looked really, really good. But the Tamagami kind of has the upper hand here. He like does like all these random flips. And I love the way this is storyboarded with like this lower angle as he just like starts flipping on the floor before he jumps into the air, does like a spinning, and then spins around until he's in a tornado and launches right towards him and does a bunch of like flurry of punches. And the Tamagami is just eating up all of Majin Ku's attacks. He then goes for this mouth beam attack before we cut back over to Goku and the others as they finally have reached the second Demon World. Supreme Kai mentions that he's having his memory that's been a while since, or I think it was Goku mentions it's been a while for him to come back to the second Demon World, and he says all the memories are flooding back to him as they're traveling through the second Demon World. And so I believe it was, the Supreme Kai asked if the Krakens are still here, which Goku thinks he said crackers, because of course he is. Goku's always hungry. Anyway, but he says like, yeah, like, and he explains that there's these sea creatures that if you fly too close to the sea, you will the Kraken will come out there and eat you alive. So they obviously got to watch their speed. Or watch their height, rather, I guess their speed as well. But anyway, before they can do anything, 5 gendarmerie paints come out of absolutely nowhere and start firing at Gloria. So he's doing his evasive maneuver maneuver to try and block, but he's not doing a very good job on it. He managed to get behind them to shoot, but they all miss. And then Goku and like everyone's telling him that he needs to that you need to aim first. He's like, oh, it's not like I do this every day. They eventually keep attacking them until they finally get a good hit on the gendarmerie on Goku's plane, and it starts to crash land downward. Goku manages to get out there through the back door, take out the rest of the gendarmerie planes before we head over back to before he goes back to the plane. And they have now restabilized. As we see, King Gomon is watching this all from his throne room and is able to see all this footage firsthand on like his little. I don't know what this like area he is, but we see him like watching the flashbacks of the Boo arc, as well as here. I don't know what you would call this room or whatever this is, but it does something, which I believe I mentioned in my episode review for the first episode. Anyway, so eventually the Kraken does show up, just manages to dodge the plane, but one of the tentacles manages to grab it and start to crush the plane. The others get out of there, but Pansy goes back in there for whatever reason. Now, at first, I thought she was going to grab her stuffed animal thing, but she goes right past it and goes over to like around the front seats are. And I'm like, what the hell is she doing? But she ends up starting to get crushed by the plane. Goku manages to get back in there to grab her out of there, where we find out what she was actually going was indeed the third Demon World's Dragon Ball. So the Dragon Ball has now been saved, ladies and gentlemen, and so yeah, that's what she was going to grab for. Because like, and I believe it was Supreme Kai. It might have been Supreme. I think it was Supreme Kai. It's like, oh shit, he ate the Dragon Ball, but that okay. So like, no, I got it. We're all good. So now Glorio, Supreme Kai, Goku, and Pansy are now all flying in the sky, which, by the way, how the fuck can Pansy and Glorio fly? Like, obviously we know how Goku and Supreme Kai can fly, and, you know, Fidel can fly. We had a whole episode of Z just dedicated to Vegeta teaching her the basics of Chi, or Ki, he's not Chi. Chi is like other, it's like Chinese Kung Fu movies with Ki, and like that's how they can fly. But what about the Demon World? Does the same apply there, just with magic instead of Ki? Like, how are they able to fly? Whatever the case may be, they're flying around. They eventually find the planet where the Namekians originate from, which looks basically the exact same as Namek. The only difference is this is the Demon World, and Supreme Kai does mention that most likely this is they took some plants and trees from the Demon World, Namek, and then brought over to when they found Namek as their new planet once they moved from the Demon World. Because it literally looks the goddamn same. Anyway, we then cut over back to Majin Ku and the Tamagami number 1, and man just eats that shit. He eats that beam attack, and by this point, the man is cooked. He has lost the will to live, and the Tamagami is just playing with him and obviously has bested him. We cut back over to the Supreme Kai and Goku and the others while they're exploring Namek. Goku's complaining that he's hungry because, of course, he's fucking hungry. The man is never not hungry. And eventually remembers that he has the bugs in there and tries to see and wonders if like those would fill him up at all. And Pansy mentioned that their mouths filling his look. Goku still tries it, and like I suspected, these are glorified sensu beans. These are sensu beans of the Demon World. It rejuvenates Goku and actually did fill him up a little bit as well. So we rejoice, I guess. We finally see Namek, and then once again the backgrounds here look amazing. I love the backgrounds here where we see the decrepitness of the original planet, Namek, planet Namek, where we see buildings are like falling apart, the water is all muddy and everything. Man, it looks abandoned, and it just hasn't been touched in many years. Also, shout out to Toei for this one, because they actually reanimated the part where they show a flashback to go to Frieza destroying planet Namek instead of just reusing Kai flips like they did in Super. I never thought I'd see this day, man, where they would actually just reanimate the footage like Period did with Naruto, and so just recycling Z footage. Hallelujah! Progress. It took y'all 20 years to do this, man, but progress is progress. Anyway, Goku starts flying around, and we head over back with Goku and with Vegeta and the others, and Goku is then traveling and telling them to go look for them and go meet up with them. Vegeta and Goku finds them, and he's like telling them to like charades like behind him before he's in front of their window, trying to tell them to go up because of the Kraken. They don't hear him, but he ends up going inside and warning them about the fish. And Vegeta, man, I love Vegeta here. Where he says, "You're getting this worked up over a stupid fish," and like right on cue, the Kraken shows up and literally lunges out of the water, almost about to, but they managed to get out of the way and go up enough to where it just missed them. And then Vegeta's like, "Oh shit! Oh, that's the fish." Like, it's like, you're getting all this worked up over some stupid fish, and then the giant fish shows. He's like, all right, fair enough. This is a pretty place. So then we get back over to Majin Ku, where at this point he's like, hey man, you win, I concede, you are the winner. So him and the Supreme Kai's sister leave, and as like two gendarmerie soldiers comes like, oh, I heard a commotion here. And basically, she cuts him off. He's done. The dude tries to sell him. So like, oh, you know, I'm actually a really good singer. This, that, and the third. Before we cut back over to Goku and the elders, when the rest with the Vegeta and the rest, now that they've all landed on planet Namek. Once again, Goku is grilling Piccolo about the Demon World's planet Namek, and once again, Piccolo tells him he doesn't know. His father was there, but his father might know some stuff, which... Who is Piccolo's father? Is that King Piccolo from the original Dragon Ball? Because I remember in the original Dragon Ball, because as you guys know, I haven't actually watched all of the original Dragon Ball. I've watched like, I want to say 20 episodes, 16 episodes, whatever was the limit, whatever was the max amount of free episodes you could watch dubbed on Funimation. Now before it was, before they all got paid, before the rest of the episodes were paywalled. I forget how many it was. It was at least like 10-ish episodes of the original Dragon Ball that I did watch. Would it King Piccolo be telling Piccolo's dead? Because I remember in like around, like, I think it was like the end of the original Dragon Ball series, Piccolo does like vomit out an egg. I remember that King Piccolo does that. I don't know if that is the Piccolo that we know in Z, or King Piccolo and Piccolo from Z are the same person. I forget which one it was, man. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, he doesn't know anything. Anyway, then once again, that's when Bulma finds out the Supreme Kai's original Demon World name, Nahare, and then Bulma asks him about basically what his origins is and like what and why and how that name came to be, and he's like, oh, you know, it's a long story if you want to hear it. And Bulma says, yeah, but Goku is like, nah, I'm good. He just straight up says no to the lore dump, and he's like, and Bo's like, don't forget him, and explain. And we actually find out how basically the Dragon Ball multiverse, if you want to call it, even came to be, where there was a kind supreme demon king, and he wanted to expand the demon world. So he asked the Majin Rhymus, I believe his name was, to create the universe, basically creating the Dragon Ball multiverse as we know today. Universe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 12, I think is up. We're at now. I think we're at 12 universes, right? I think it's 12. I might be wrong on that one. But basically, this is how the Dragon Ball multiverse got formed, which is kind of cool that we're actually kind of getting lore on how the Dragon Ball multiverse even came to be. So I thought that was pretty cool. And we found that Rhymus is like the strongest, most powerful being in the universe. How he compares to what's his face from Super, the time, whatever his name is. I forget what the dude's name, that little guy's name was. But I'm curious to see what their power levels are commonly the same. Is he higher? Is Rhymus higher? You know, who is more powerful between these two creatures? Anyway, so then he tells us how the Majin started like going all over the different universes to expand and claim them as their own. And then this is when the Supreme Kais were built. Which, if you pay attention to the background, I'm pretty sure we see the Supreme Kai of the 8th universe next to our Supreme Kai. I think he looks like the guy from the 8th universe. You guys know Goku Black's universe and Zamasu, but I'm pretty sure that's the Universe 8's Supreme Kai. Could have wrong there, but he definitely looks a lot like the Supreme Kai we see in Universe 8 with Goku Black. Anyway, so he then he kind of continues onward, and how there was no restrictions with Sword War. Then there was an evil demon king that eventually took over power, limited Sword War power, and he just went on a massive reign of terror. And we found that Supreme Kai was one of the Glens that did stay there through his endure his reign of terror, while the rest of everyone else just fled to other universes. And then eventually he did get called to become a Supreme Kai. Once again then Goku mentions about him coming from trees, and then Supreme Kai tells him about that one, and how basically, there's nothing left there. It's been left to rot, so no more Glens have been born. And then I really like this part of the episode was storyboarded with Bulma when she was like, oh god, when she realizes about how the Glens are basically, a dying, endangered species, and that it's only, and she asks, like, is it with no more Glens being born, does that mean it's only a matter of time for you guys to die off? And he says yes. I really like the way this sequence was directed with Bulma, like the slight shake, with a slight camera shake to it, man, as Bulma says this, man, it was really good, man. I really liked how this sequence was directed here. And then Fat Guy comes in, you're like, I keep forgetting his name, I'm sorry, because it was like heavy. And so, and then like he kind of mentions about the other two Glens that are falling with King Goma, and how they found the Supreme Kai sexual siblings. And he's like, yeah, they're both mean. They're both kind of mean if you ask me. He's like, well, I can't argue with them. And man just dips as he says, like, they're mean if you ask me, and just dips, man. He's really funny if you ask me, man. Like, he's always, like I said, I really like his vibe, man. And the dude's got balls. Like I said, he was hitting on Vegeta's wife right in front of him, man. So shout out to him. The dude's got balls. Anyway, Vegeta's like, all right, enough talk. but let's get the business. We got Dragon Balls we gotta collect, and then we end the episode off with everyone boarding the ship, and Bulma suggesting that Gloria should be piloting instead of him. He's like, you better not be talking crap about my piloting, and she's like, no, but you said this is your first time. He's like, yeah, fair enough. So, and actually Bulma gets his name right. He calls him Glorio. He's like, what was your name? He says Glorio, and she calls him Glorio. I don't know why Goku can't get it right, man. Anyway, we end the episode off with the Mechian we saw with King Gomon in the first episode. I forget the dude's name, but yeah, he's chilling on planet Namek, deep, like caked in shadows for whatever reason, man. And yeah, here's where that's gonna go, man. Maybe we'll find out in the next episode. Who knows? I'll probably just report back to King Gomon what their plans are about the second Demon World universe and getting the Dragon Ball. Anyway, guys, that's where the episode ends, man. Fantastic episode, man. Had a blast to watch this one. Next few episodes are going to be Vegeta's. It's finally Vegeta's time to shine, man. I might do reactions to both episodes, or I might just do 12. I'm not too certain yet. But either way, man, I'm excited for these next 2 episodes because it's finally Vegeta's time. Anyway, guys, hope you guys did the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you do. Follow me on social if you like it. Links across below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.